Hey everyone, Nurse Jess is back, promising you the Q&A video that I had told you guys would be up tonight. Not sure if that's still going to happen. It's almost 10 p.m. so we're just starting to record here, but we are going to do a Q&A video with my husband on his perspective of how he felt having me go to nursing school. And this is just for everyone who either has, their spouse that's about to start nursing school, their boyfriend, girlfriend, some things may relate, some things may not. But I hope you guys enjoy it. It's a very short video. And these are the 5 questions we're going to be covering. First question will be, you realize I got accepted into nursing school and you're about to take the responsibility of everything, mortgage, bills, etc. How did that make you feel? Second question, how did you feel about us expecting our firstborn while there was a lot going on? Third question, so our son is born and now you're dealing with a newborn, a mama bear, and so much responsibility on your plate. What runs through your mind? What are your thoughts, suggestions, anything that he can share? And question number 4, how did you feel or what were your thoughts when I was struggling to go back to school or when I told you I wasn't sure I could do this anymore? Because that did happen. Question 5. As a husband, a spouse, partner, was it worth it all? So, maybe you have your husband or your wife who questions like, oh my God, my partner's about to start nursing school. What's going to happen? What can I expect? And we're going to have my husband, Julio, elaborate a little bit on that. Any further questions, please put them down and comment below. And hope you guys enjoy this.
Hello everyone, and welcome to my show. Well, I gotta take my glasses off because shit's about to get real. My name is Julio Dominguez, and I am the head of Interstate Scope Records. I guess I'm gonna be answering some questions in regards to nursing and how I supported my wife during nursing. So, I guess take it away.
All right, so question number 1. You realize I got accepted into nursing school and you're about to take responsibility of everything, mortgage, bills, etc. How did that make you feel?
I guess it made me feel a bit nervous just because I didn't know, and I didn't really realize or feel it until I had to, right? Because one thing's saying and the other thing's doing the actions, going through the motions. So I when I started, I was like, well, it was a bit stressful to begin with, and then you learn how to manage. You know that si le estás echando ganas and you're putting in the hard work, and as long as you're putting in the hard work and you're going to work, you're trying to make ends meet, you know that you're going to be okay. You know that by thinking positive and knowing that you're putting in the hard work, that hard work pays off. So I learned how to cope with that. I learned how to time manage, and learn from that. So yeah, I ended up getting over it. But it was the initial thought was like, oh, it's okay, and then boom, it hits you, and you're like, now you got to figure it out. So I guess that's how I did it.
All right. Question number 2. How did you feel about us expecting our firstborn while there was so much going on?
Well, I'll probably need a beer for this one. Well, we're guys. We don't feel much. We don't have that connection because we don't carry the child. Whether it's a boy or a girl, we don't know. So it didn't affect me much to begin with until, well, he was born, and then I held him in my hands. And I think there's a picture on Facebook where, I uploaded that picture, and I don't know, I think it was my boy Marcos. He was like, hey, he's like, that's when he knew shit hit the fan, shit got real. Well, it was, and that's how I felt. I felt like, man, like this is really happening, like this is what's going on, so when that happened, I was like, I guess it gave me a little bit more positivity in my life, knowing that not only do I have to keep this going for, my wife, now I got to keep it going for my son, and now I got to make sure that I set an example for my son, and in addition to keep, supporting my wife with her future dreams and her goals, whatever she's doing, which was nursing at the time. So it was stressful. You make it work. You have to figure it out. Just how, you have a kid, you have to figure it out. There's no ifs and buts about it. You can't just stop working. You can't stop living, and you got to keep pushing. It's for the best for you and your family, and that was my train of thought. That's what I thought that helped me and helped me get through.
Okay. So question number 3. So Juju is born, and now you're dealing with a newborn, a mama bear, and so much responsibility on your plate. What runs through your mind, or what are your thoughts during this time?
I just learned how to manage. For me at that time, I was just, you as mama bear, overprotective. You have that connection with your son. Me, I'm like, well, he's got to learn, the hard way, or that's it, if that's the only way he's going to learn. So it's tough. You try to figure it out. You try to, when she's not around, you got to time manage. Where I guess for me, it was somewhat difficult try to manage or keep a balance between having her around and then not having her around. So like, if I were to go to my family gatherings and she obviously couldn't go, sometimes she would stay here study for hours. I mean, I think I got a picture too where she's here, she had her headphones on so she could focus, because we do have a kid. Obviously kids are loud and they make noise, and then we have a dog, and she's like, con las pinches zapatillas, going crazy all the time, driving her nuts. So, my family understood. They knew that she's been going to school for a while, and everyone knew the situation. So for me, just to deal with it and try to keep a balance so there's no problems between us, marital problems and stuff like that, or any kind of problems just in general. So trying to balance all that, and at some point you get it. Sometimes that for me, some had to leave the house just to make sure that, she could kind of have peace at home to study or try to figure things out on her own, or if she needed to rest because she was exhausted, whatever it was, I would try to help as much as I could. Even though sometimes I'm just like, what, if we're too much here and you gotta study, go to school, find a study partner, find something, because we also needed to be at our home. So it was definitely a big change. There was a big adjustment because we didn't have kids before, and now when that was introduced, we had to make an adjustment, and you have to. There's no ifs and buts about it. You can't just all of a sudden, oh, we have a kid now, and she's gonna quit her ambitions and goals. And for me, that just wasn't acceptable, especially since she's been going for a while. So I guess those are my thoughts on that.
Awesome. And question number 4. How did you feel, or what were your thoughts when you saw your partner struggling, whether it was school, academically, emotionally, physically, the stress that it took on, or even when I told you I wasn't ready to go back to school after having our newborn? How did that make you feel, or any thoughts?
Yeah, I felt I guess trying to figure out a best way to tell you not to stop, to continue going, and that's exactly what I did. I guess I was a little bit tough and doing certain things or saying certain things, but I think it's necessary because sometimes let's say you didn't go back to school, you might have never gone back. Being at home, being with your loved one, being with your new kid, it's a love that you can't explain. I didn't know it until I had my kid. And it's a joy. It's a blessing to have that other person that joins your family. And I guess I had to kind of be a dick at times, but that's just what it was. Kind of be honest and brutal, and just be like, hey, get your shit together, pull it all back together, and that you have to finish this long run that you've been working so hard for. All that time that's been lost, both for our family and all, that's not going to be for nothing. So it's just that I had to push her and try to help her, even though at times I think maybe I did wrong because maybe I was too hard. But I guess it all worked out. I mean, she ended up finishing the race, finishing her, her goal, and now she can, spend time together and be together and be a family, have the time for each other, and show that it was all worth it.
All right. So that comes to the last question, which you kind of already answered. It said, as a husband or a spouse, was it worth it all? Everything that happened, anything that you'd like to elaborate or share with others about being that partner, the nursing student partner.
Yeah, it's totally worth it. I think if you go through such a hard time as a family and putting everything together, putting all your efforts into try to make the best that you can and give the best chance for your family, it's all worth it. Would you rather be just having a regular job with it? Yeah, obviously, yes, jobs pay bills and everything, but having a career is life changing. You will change, especially coming from being Mexican, being Latino and all that. You come from a background where schooling is not an important thing, because for us it's like we have to work, we have to make ends meet. Pónganse a trabajar, no sean coleros, cabrones, y darle duro al trabajo and stuff. But it's not all about that. It's about being able to make the life for your family and everyone else around you better. And how do you do that? Educating yourself, and then start by doing that, and now trying to educate our sons, and then hopefully that keeps on going, so we end up changing us as a whole. So yeah, it's totally worth it. I think el que quiere se puede, sí se puede. But yeah, so it's just hard work and all that, a lot of struggles, a lot of things you have to go through, a lot of sacrifices as a family and all that, but at the end it's all worth it if you want it, and if you guys want it as a family. It's not going to be hard, but it's not impossible, and yeah, totally worth it.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate you doing the Q&A video. This is Julio Dominguez, my husband, on my Nurse Just channel. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video.
See you guys.
So again, I'd like to thank my husband, Julio Dominguez, for doing this Q&A video for us. I thought this was a good idea. I always, when I graduated nursing school, said these are, the few videos that I want to do, I want to put out there to help people to realize, the journey that comes along with being in nursing school. Any further questions that you guys have, feel free to comment, like our video, share, and subscribe to Nurse Just channel. Thanks, guys.